Hey guys, this is the Imaginate here today to bring you my review of the final chapter of the Naruto Manga Series, Naruto Manga Chapter 700, entitled Uzumaki Naruto. And I know this sounds like it's a pretty much a coincidence that the very first chapter of Naruto was called, was entitled Uzumaki Naruto as well, and I find that very funny. I mean, yeah, I do find it very funny. It was very a coincidence once again that this final chapter of Naruto is also entitled Uzumaki Naruto. But with that being said, let's go right into the review. Okay, first basically we get color pages, which is awesome. I really love it. We the first page we get to see is the front gates of the Henley Village, and it says on the left hand side of the page, this is where it all started. And we then see that Shino is the Ninja Academy instructor, which was very surprising, in my opinion. Then we are introduced with a character named Bolt, who is the son of Naruto Uzumaki and Hinata Hyuga. Very energetic, um, very, very loud individual who was just like his father obviously Naruto back in part one. And he's saying, hey guys, let's I got a prank, that I want to do with you, that I want to do. And tomorrow, Shikamaru's son, I think his name is Shakuda, and he's like, yo, ball, you're an idiot. The Five Kage meeting is today, and pretty much everybody in the village is going to be, more cautious. I think he said along the lines. And then, this pretty much irritates Bolt. And then we see Sakura and Sasuke's daughter, glaring right at Naruto. Like that was kind of weird. Like I know it's kind of like a very similar connection that Naruto Sasuke had. But yeah, she glares at him, and we're also introduced with Sai, Choji's, and that girl in the End Cloud Village's kids. And I think the Choji's kid, her name is Chocho, and I think Ino's kid is Inoji, Inojin. Inogen says that I can't participate in your prank, well, because unfortunately I need to train in my Inosaka Cho. Choji's kid says, Chocho says, no, I can't either because I had to do some errands with Anko Sensei, and then we see Anko, and she's like huge, like very chubby, and I was like very surprised. I was like, whoa, I mean, Anko is really gained some weight. And I think it's because of dumplings, because she really like that was like her favorite food was dumplings. Well, from the video games, like on the Storm series, and I think she did in the anime too. I was not too sure. Yeah, in the anime. And so I think those dumplings called to her throughout the years. So I feel sorry for Anka, but hey, she is what she is. Then after that, we shift to Hinata and her daughter, and Naruto's daughter. Her name is Himawari, and apparently she calls, like, they visit Neji's grave, and she says Uncle Neji, and I'm kind of a little off about that, and I find that kind of threw me off basically, and I will get into that now after I'm done explaining the chapter. And she also wishes that her brother next time will join her and Hinata in visiting her uncle's grave, Neji's grave, basically. Then we shift to Rock Lee, an older Rock Lee whose arms had really bulked up, throughout the years, and then we see like a little version, kind of like Rock Lee, but I'm assuming he's the child of Rock Lee. I'm not really too sure about that, and it is also assumed that Rock Lee might have gotten married by Tenten, but again, we don't know because it's not really clarified. Because all they say is youth. Rock Lee says springtime youth, and then you have the little one saying youth. So that was pretty funny. So we can't safely assume he's the next Rock Lee, obviously. Then we shift to Tenten, who has her own ninja tool shop. So I think yeah, she came a long way. Not Tenten's come a long way. having her own shop, and she's selling though. What's crazy is though that she's selling the legendary ninja tools that were once wielded by the Sage Six Paths, Hagoromo, and the twin brothers Genkaku and Kenkaku. So that was pretty insane and pretty careless on Tenten's part, in my opinion. I mean, you do not want to sell those type of powerful ninja tools to any random stranger. But anyway, like Tenten's like very bored that it's been peaceful. Well, she acts bored and dissatisfied that the everything's been peacefully lately, and basically yeah, that's it. Then we go to, I think, who's next after 1010. Oh yeah, yeah. Basically after 1010, we shift gears to Bolt. And Bull is walking around. He's very frustrated and disappointed that his friends didn't participate in joining in his prank. And we still have Sakura and Sasuke's daughter, stalking Bull. So there's lots of connection there, obviously. Then we shift gears onto Shakada, and he says, "Hey, Uncle Gara." So we see Gara, older Gara, and old Kankuro. They're both uncles now, which makes sense. And Tamari's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, you shouldn't be greeting your uncle like that. Be a little bit more formal, more proper." And we see Kankuro telling Gara, "Let's go," because of the Five Kage meeting that's going to take place in the Hidden Village on the same day, basically. Then after that, we see Kiba and his girlfriend or wife, not too sure, one of the two, and he's chatting with her about pretty much about Naruto, still teasing Naruto um, that the seven Hokage stepped down and that the whole true Hokage will bare their fangs, something along the lines. And he says, "Hey, right, Akamaru?" And then we see the older Akamaru, very shaky, and he grins, and Kiba is like very confused of the response, which was pretty funny, very hilarious. And then we go to Ino, Sai, Choji, and the girl in the Hen Cloud village. They're doing a little grown-up chit chat with one another. And then we see Sai, Ino's kid. He's like right behind the bush. He's like, "Oh crap!" They're like, "Oh snap!" And I'm really late. I know mom's really, really ticked off that I'm not, that I'm late for this inner chocolate show training that I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, I mean I can't blame him. I mean I definitely feel sorry for him. But anyway, after that we get to Azuma's and Kunai's kid, and I'm not too sure if their kid is a female or a male. So I'm just gonna say kid. He's praying for his dad Azuma. When we see a photo of Azuma, and he goes off, and Kurenai, we see her much older now, saying to him or to their kid that you're late. You're supposed to be on an escort mission with Naruto because she says seven Hokage, and he's like, no, I'm pretty much attending my predecessor, which obviously is Kakashi, who was the sixth Hokage, and that he's gonna be away from home for a couple days, or say a few days, and then we go to Kakashi and Guy. We see Guy on a wheelchair, which makes sense because because of that extreme battle he had with Madara all those years ago. And Guy is telling Kakashi, "Hey, are you sure that Naruto will be alright? I think you should keep an eye out on him just in case." And Kakashi's like, "No, I mean he's fine. He's becoming a fine successor. And ever since I resigned from my position as Hokage, I'm now have the opportunity to go to places that I had the most memories of." And then after that, we go to the previous five Kages, um, and that they're all old now. They're still having a little chit chat. Pretty much, they gather there today, just to talk. And we see Tsunade is probably obviously the only one that still has that very youthful appearance. because of the yin seal that she has of conserving chakra. So I mean that makes sense. It's kind of weird in itself. Like kind of contradicts her age. And Inoki's very old, and I'm surprised too. I'll definitely get about Inoki about that on my thoughts. After we see the Five Kage, we see Killer B, an older Killer B, older. Yeah, definitely. He's gotten much bulky and a little bit chubby, and he strongly resembles that of the third Hokage. A's father. And he's saying, hey, I think I should go and see how Naruto's doing, but they tell Oxus saying, no, he's not. Well, you're not going to have the opportunity to do that because because he's not. Well, Naruto's not going to have the opportunity to do that because he's so busy now. Then we shift gears to Naruto on a laptop, which I find very strange in the Naruto world. um, and you see Suzune, and then we say Shikamaru. Shikamaru's like, "Come on, Naruto." All because they receive word from the other Kages that they're there, and he's the one that's not present. So obviously he's late. Then we see Megumi, I forget her name, Megumi, the one that was with Kwamura Squad, and Udon. There's like seven, there's like an emergency. And Shikamaru pretty much notice that they're there, and then Naruto can already assume the situation, what's going on, that his son Bolt is behind it, pulling off pranks. And we see Bolt, of course, pulling off his pranks. Similar fashion that Naruto did back in part 1 in the original series. And then obviously Naruto stops him, which stops Bolt, and then Naruto takes Bolt, like Bolt gets upset, and then Naruto takes Bolt higher up within the monument, and then we have Konohamaru, who's now Jonin now at this point, which is not surprising because he's the grandson of the third Hokage. The third Hokage was the professor. He was like the genius, the smartest shinobi ever. So someone of his caliber Konohamaru inheriting that intellect will obviously make him a Jonin at an early age, which makes sense. And then Iruka, so Konohamaru was very frustrated about this. That, oh man, Bull, he's doing this on an important day. And then Iruka's like, oh yeah, don't be too hard on Bolt because the reason why he's doing these pranks is to get Naruto's attention, which is a very similar concept of how Naruto was trying to get attention. Back when he was a little kid, he was trying to get everybody's attention, to be acknowledged by the villagers. So Bolt and Naruto's concept of getting attention upon pranks is very strongly, not strongly, but very, very similar. The concept is very similar to that itself. Naruto gives a lecture to Bolt that everybody in the village is family, and that Naruto as a father is not always there with him all the time, and that he's a shinobi. And then he goes down, and then we see Bolt and Konohamaru arguing with one another. After that, actually Sasuke and Sakura's daughter actually observes the situation, from afar. And then we finally get to see her home, and we see older Sakura. And she's like, "Oh, welcome home, Salad." Which I'm like, "Well, Salad. I mean, that's kind of weird. Kind of weird name. Like, definitely something off there." But I think I do know her real name, but I kind of forgot because I saw it in the Naruto Wikipedia. But anyway, um, then she's telling Sakura like, "Oh, like guys are really stupid, right?" And then Sakura's like, "Oh, that it's." She's assuming that she was referring to Bolt, which Sakura was right. And then Sakura's daughter, is saying that me and him share very similarities, unless when it comes to Papa. And then we shift to Sasuke, which we already assume that that's her dad. He's still doing his thing on his little journey of learning about the ninja world, and he witnesses something. Like he pretty much noticed something within the bushes, and then he says it's just my imagination. So it could be like that particular panel could be um well could indicate that there's still a future Naruto, which will also explain why there's going to be a part three, in my assuming, and that's my assumption. Um, After that, we get to the panel where finally Naruto finally shows up at the Five Kage meeting, along with his current generation Kages. The girl that was the granddaughter of Inoki, she's now the current Tsuchikage in her village. We see that one of the kids that was, well, that kid with the blue hair with the glasses that used to be like an assistant or an advisor with Mei when she was Mizukage, he's now the current Mizukage. Um, the one that was the one of the seven swordsmen. Yeah, he's now Mizukage. And Dory, if I remember his name correctly, he's now the current Hokage. And he's got like a little beard. Well, not beard, but a little mustache going on there, so that's pretty cool. And then we have Gaara, obviously still Kazekage. And plus, Naruto showing up late. This creates negative feedback of the Tsuchikage, Mizukage, and Darius like very. I like it. Like he's like very, very forgiving. He's like, we all busy. We all have our things we need to do that prevents us to be at certain places at certain times. So just leave it be. Just drop it. And then Gaara's like, enough chit chat. Let's go. And then Naruto's like, all right, let's get on with the meeting. And then we see behind the monuments, the Hokage monuments, that we have very tall buildings, which was very, very unexpected, in my opinion. And then we finally get well, actually before that, we see Kurama still asleep within Naruto. And then we get the little story similar of how it all began. How it said in the very beginning that, the fourth Hokage sealed did not tip outside Naruto. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, this one it says the fourth Hokage sealed this fox spirit, obviously Kurama, within a little boy named Naruto, and then the fox spirit, which Kurama and Naruto join forces in order to join forces to seal the Ten Tails, Jujubi. And that's it. That's the chapter, the final chapter of the Naruto Manga series. Before I get into my thoughts, I just want to say it's been a blast and an honor to be, watching and reading, or I should mainly reading, Naruto, and that Kishimoto has made this influential project or story, I should say, for us viewers to enjoy and love. So I'm definitely going to miss this series. It's been a blast. And I think the manga has came out it's been 15 years, I heard. Yeah, 15 years since its serialization. And it has impacted, I'm pretty sure, a majority of Naruto fans' life, their life. Um, Well, so yeah, and that's it. The roller coaster has been fun, but all things must come to an end. Everything must stop eventually. And I'm pretty sure we always gonna keep this in our hearts as Naruto fans as the years go by. So I really thank Masashi Kishimoto, for this great and wonderful story. Okay, so now my thoughts. And there are some things that threw me off. Like number one, Hiyawari when she said Uncle Neji. And I was kind of like, what? Because we all remember that Hinata and Neji were cousins. They weren't actually brother and sister. So that kind of threw me off there. Like, how can Neji be our uncle if Hinata and Neji weren't brother and sister? So that kind of like was very, very confusing. It may be translated, I don't know. But I think in a family standpoint, it might be like how the family system works. I think if you have cousins and you marry, someone, and you have your kid, I think your kid will become like their very first cousin or second cousin, one of the two. But I think, but she can't be Neji's uncle Hinata wasn't, if Hinata, wasn't Neji's sister. They're cousins. So that's what I say about that. Kind of weird. The second thing, um, I'll say about um, let's see, yeah, Rock Lee's kid, the kid that was with Rock Lee. We don't know any connection between him and Rock Lee whatsoever. I mean, it wasn't really, Kishimoto didn't clarify within the panel of his relationship with Rock Lee overall. I'm assuming that Rock Lee did get married by Tenten, and then that's their kid. But again, that's an assumption because we don't know. Because again, it was never confirmed. So I definitely want a little more information about that, and I think that will be explained in part 3, because part 3 I heard from St. Island that that's going to come out, I think sometime 2015. It's going to be like a mini series that's going to take place after this chapter. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, 1010 selling the legendary ninja tools. That is a big no-no. I don't think she should be selling something that could be proven destructive and dangerous, severely dangerous, especially to someone who doesn't have like chakra. Because I remember back when 1010 during the war, she had chakra, but she could barely like hold the weapons. Like she almost passed out, because there was one scene, yeah, where she almost passed out just by holding the weapons. Because the weapons themselves, in order to wield those weapons, you need to possess an immense amount of chakra. If you don't have an immense amount of chakra, then you're screwed. So I think she should just not have them for sale. Definitely, kid 1010. Don't be careless. Just be careful. But yeah, that is definitely dangerous. So now let's see other things. Carl being a Jonin makes sense because his intellect was inherited by his grandfather, so it makes sense that he's a Jonin at an early age. Excuse me. Let's see. I think, yeah, about and that about Sasuke noticing something around the bush, which could also, I'll probably also explain part 3 later on. They may clarify on part 3. And the last one, has anyone noticed that Hanabi Hyuga, Hinata's sister, hasn't appeared at all in this chapter? I find that very, very shocking and very like iffy, because I mean, sure, she wasn't really relevant throughout the story, but you kind of figure that out of all the characters, even those who weren't very important, that all appeared in the chapter except for her. And I think this will, and I think, yeah, I actually read an article too about her. Like they're gonna have like an anime special about Inaba Hyuga, so that maybe explain of what happened to her and why she's not in this chapter, why she doesn't appear as an older version of herself in the chapter. It probably also will explain too, because she got abducted by the main villain in the last arc of the movie, so that could explain also why she's not in the chapter. So yeah, I'm definitely curious of Hanabi's if I pronounce her name right, Hanabi, I think it's Hanabi, Hyuga's whereabouts. I really want to know where she's at, why she hasn't shown up in this chapter. Like what happened to her? I'm assuming she died, or maybe got sealed. Well, not sealed, but maybe died um somewhere around the events of the movie, or maybe the anime special. So well, we'll find more about that in the future. I mean, I'm really like curious now. What happened to her? But yeah, and I thought this chapter was fantastic because of the color pages. Naruto finally achieves his long-term goal that he wanted, you know, attained or accomplished ever since the very beginning of the series. So that's a plus. We got to see how all the characters, how they all grew up, like especially the rookie eight, how the rookie eight, since Denji's dead now, it's the rookie eight, how they, like, where they're at now in life as adults. How mostly characters like the Hokage, Kilobinum, and Tsunade, how they all gotten older. Got to see the rookie eight's kids. So yeah, it was a very, very fantastic chapter. It was very fitting to have colored pages, which was nice. Um, and so yeah, that's it. That's my thoughts overall, guys. Always like, comment your thoughts about the video. Subscribe to my channel, The Imagineer, for more anime manga reviews. No, manga chapter reviews. There we go. Anime discussion videos, and many more. And as always, guys, this is Imaginator. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.